I already filmed the main part of this video, but just to add, the Chevrolet Express had a V8 big block option 8.1. That was 340 horsepower and 450 foot-pounds of torque, outpowering the Ford V10. Those came in mini buses, and that green one's a Quigley. I rarely see the 8.1 for sale. That's why I'm not really considering it. If it were for sale, though, I'd love to have the big block V8. There's big block hype right now with the Ford 7.3 coming out recently. Happy Sunday. Today's topic, full-size vans and engines. So if you're familiar with any of these motors, leave it in the comments what your experience is with them. Like if you know anyone who has them or if you've had them, leave it in the comments. Your input is greatly appreciated. I want to get another van this year. The target date is July to August, sometime around July, August. I want to get another van. And I really want a V10 Econoline. There aren't many 300 horsepower vans on the market, and the V10 Econoline is one of the most powerful vans on the market. 300 horsepower, 420 foot-pounds of torque, and I'm finding a lot that are like this. My price range is about 5 to 10 grand. This one's 10 grand, 2004 with 100,000 miles. I know the V10 is in mini buses and RVs. I know this is a potential 400,000 mile motor. That's very appealing to me, and of course the car guy in me likes the power in these vans, but this is just a shuttle extended version Econoline. I like the extended version for all the extra space it's going to have, and then it's a pretty basic interior. It's nice. It's a nice interior. Basic. It's just two captain chairs up front and a bunch of bench seats. See, looks like the armrest here is broken. I want to keep one of the seats. I'll probably take this one out, keep this one, and take the rest in the back out and have a bed behind this, have this seat, and then I'll have a big middle section here. That's if I get the extended version. That's the plan. So that's the V10. Here's the thing. Here's the dilemma, though. I noticed the nice ones, I love these conversion vans. I love these big windows. I love the interiors of these conversion vans. This is the 4.6, same engine as the Crown Victoria and the Mustang, so I know this is a really good motor. A little underpowered for the Econoline. I believe it's only 215 horsepower, and I think it's 310 foot-pounds of torque, so a little underpowered, way less power than the V10. It's giving up 85 horsepower and 100 foot-pounds of torque to the V10, but I can't find the V10 in this configuration, like the really nice conversion van. Look at the interior on this. This is a really nice interior. All these pictures. Let's cycle through these. Look at this interior. Let's get to the back already. There it is. Look at that. Look at all that leg room. I like the blinds a lot. And then it has the fold-out sofa bed in the back. This one is $6,000 with 140,000 miles on it. I know Crown Vics that's a 400,000 mile potential motor as well. They're in cop cars and cabs. So great motor, but just a little underpowered for me. But if I find something nice like this, I'm almost willing to get the 4.6. I thought my heart was set on the Fords, but I'm really considering a GM now because this is a 2500. It's the 6.0. The 6.0 is 300 horsepower and 380 foot-pounds of torque. So same horsepower as the Ford V10, but shy on the torque by, I think, 60 foot-pounds. So the V10 Ford out-torques this motor, but look at this one. This is even nicer than that 4.6 Econoline. It has the high top, which is really nice. This 6.0, I believe they made that engine until last year. So that engine lasted from 2000 to 2019. That engine was around forever. That's in the bulletproof motor category, but I love the cheesy wood trim on this thing, and then the interior on this one's even nicer than that Ford conversion van. Look at this interior, even more legroom. It has the blinds. I mean, this one's really nice. I'd pick this one over the V10 Ford, honestly. But look at these seats. These conversion vans have the best seats. Look at that seat. I wouldn't even want to take that out. So if this were my van, I'd keep these seats in and then just put a full-size bed in the back. I don't know if I could fit one. This isn't the extended model, but man, maybe this is good enough. If this folds, that's probably a good enough bed, but yeah, this is a 6.0 motor, 300 horsepower, 380 foot-pounds of torque, might be even 360. So yeah, the Ford V10 definitely out-torques it, but same horsepower. And then I'm finding a lot of Econolines in this configuration, but none of them have the V10. It's either the 5.4 or the 4.6 motor, but just the fact it's a conversion, so nice. But here's the thing, the 5.4 is only the 3-valve 5.4 a bad motor. I don't think the Econoline got the 3-valve 5.4s. And then again, the V10, it's the full shuttle version, the biggest version, but pretty bland interior. I mean, it's still nice. It's still a nice interior, but very bland compared to those conversion vans. Now I'm just, you know when you're daydreaming about a vehicle, I'm just daydreaming about how comfortable this conversion high-top Chevy is. This one's kind of high on the mileage, 140,000 miles. The Ford also has 140, this one, and then this V10 only has 100,000 miles, so this one's the lowest mileage one. But honestly, this one's the nicest one that I'm looking at. Like, once the time comes and I see something like this, I might choose this over the shuttle version. Even though I really want a V10, the 6.0 is still a nice motor, and it sounds great when you put an aftermarket exhaust. It's going to sound like a muscle van. So this with an exhaust and a lift, that's the reason why I'm considering a Chevy now. There's a lift kit market for it now. When I lifted my Econoline like 5-6 years ago, there was no lift kit market for two-wheel drive Chevys. Now there is. It's actually only 30 miles away from me. There's a company called Weldtech. They do lift kits for Chevys, GMs, and Fords. So I would put a lift on this. That'll be awesome. This thing would look so awesome with the lift. High top van with the lift. That would be really cool. But yeah, just daydreaming about vans. So Ford V10. I know the main weakness with that motor is how hard it is to change all the spark plugs. I don't know any weakness with the 6.0, and then I know the 4.6 is a really good motor as well, but like I said, just a little underpowered for a big van. But yeah, the Ford V10, I really like the V10. It has the most power, but unless you know someone really good, like, the spark plugs are very expensive to change. But the thing with this company that I'm looking at, this Best Auto Sales company, I noticed a lot of their ads, they put new spark plugs, when they're advertising their vans. So it looks like they know what they're doing. They take, they change spark plugs, transmission oil, all that stuff when they put their vans on sale. So yeah, a lot of the V10s I'm seeing for sale is coming from this company right here.